Hey, how's it going? My mic was off. I am still playing with these contact instruments, and they're so fun. But today I'm going to mostly be drawing, and I've got this picture here. I think you can sort of see it that I'm working on. I wanted to get started because the sketching was overexposed and you wouldn't be able to see it. So I wanted to get to the pen part. And I'm doing this. This is not like a major release or anything, so I'm not going to do like a full size piece for it. But basically, I'm going to do a sketch. Well, I sort of have a sketch. I'm going to go over it in ink. I'm going to take a picture of it with my phone, and I'm going to put it in the computer and finish it up and do some graphic design with it. And that's sort of the plan for today. So I also made this. Isn't this great? I had the idea, stream starting soon, I would just like play live music instead of having a regular screen. I'd sort of get myself hyped up by playing some of the sounds that I made. So that's what that's going on there. Delightful new OBS scene. I have too many now, so I'll have to delete some. You'll have to vote. This is the good one. Let's see that. Here's a picture that I was using as a reference. And here's the drawing so far. It's a Dore piece that was the reference image. So the other thing that I want to do is listen to the new songs. So I'm going to play those in the background, and I guess chat gets to let me know how loud they are in comparison to my voice. So here's my new EP, kind of quietly in the background while I talk and work on the art. Hey, Super Bus. Hey, Infected. Welcome. So yeah, if that music is too quiet or too loud, bug me and I will fix it. I didn't sound check it too much, but I'm going to be drawing over here. Well, y'all bother me. Almost all of these pens are almost out of ink too, so I'm going to be fighting my equipment. So the album's going to be called Limbs Like Lifeless Tools. Pretty inspired by the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which is a really fantastic Samuel Coleridge poem, and it is absolutely delightful. Has all kinds of wonderful lines in it. So, in fact, it says turn it down a little bit. It's good to know. Here I was thinking it was super quiet. I should turn my headphones up. My headphones are turned down, that's why. Quiet for me, loud for you. So, I have 2 monitors, which is exactly 3 too few. I would like 5 monitors for my setup. That way I can have all my streaming stuff on touch screens and a close-up on my art. Some, distractions. Facebook, Twitter, all that jazz. But essentially what I'm going for here is sort of a almost like a ink, what do you call it? Like a rubber stamp type of a look almost. And it's a ship from behind with an albatross up here in the corner. And I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm going to fix it in GIMP, which is sort of like free Photoshop. So basically I'm going to try to avoid going into too much detail, but I'm really bad at digital drawing, so I need to get started on paper, otherwise it won't work. Yeah, it's a total woodcut type look, inspired by Dore, like I said, I think Gustave Dore. And yeah, aiming for woodcut type look. So this type of shading, lines with a black pen. limbs like lifeless tools. And I kind of want some kind of a cloud thing up here, but I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up and make it look like Saturn. Also, I'm pretty happy with the way these songs turned out, so give me some feedback on those if you've got any. I'm not going to change them, so don't tell me that you hate them or anything like that, unless you really do. But hopefully they are enjoyable. This is the one I think I made on stream last week. Yeah, let me try to zoom the camera in. Transform. Edit transform. Where's the zoom button? Huh. Let's just do this. See what happens. That's pretty good. I wish it was a little bit higher definition. And this one here is the one from the first stream that I got started on, so you can sort of hear where I ended up going with it. Left it mostly the same, added more percussion, and I changed the ending quite a bit, so give you an idea. So I'm not sure how dark I want to get this, but I do know that I wanted to get it really, really dark. And I think that's most of the detail work, so I'm going to be coloring a lot of it in with these brush pens. Seeing how much of this work I can get done fast. Because I'm hoping to do this whole thing in 2 hours. Should be more cognizant of how long it takes me to do crap. And while I'm in here, feel free to ask any non-art questions. I'm trying to make this a relatively interactive one, so I'm going to be looking up at the chat as much as I can handle it without drawing over some of this white bits. And feel free to ask music production questions, stuff about my usual content. This is out of the ordinary, but I think it's important to recognize that art is part of the music process, so here we are making it, since I make some of my own art. Not all of my own art. I'm gonna leave some of the space white here to give it some texture on the side. And I'm gonna make that the moon up here, do my best. Hey Jamie, welcome into the stream. For supper I had, I was at H Mart, the Korean market, the other day, and doing my grocery shopping there. And they had like pre-seasoned like bulgogi beef, and I bought that. So I had that with rice and kimchi. So sort of like bargain Korean barbecue. The closest equivalent I can make at home with my limited cooking skill set. It was delicious. And I had they had this like passion orange guava juice. Passion fruit is like my favorite thing. So delightful glass of juice with dinner. How about you? Did you make anything cool? This is my favorite song on this release, by the way. It's probably like ASMR, right? I could do this coloring closer to the mic. This is how I stop people from pirating my music from my streams. Give it some pen sound effects. Baked potatoes. So did you have lazy baked potatoes or regular ones? The lazy ones are like the microwave baked potatoes. It's like the easiest thing in the world to make, and it's delightful. Okay, you'll see this. This down here is supposed to be like the reflection on the bottom. So I'm trying to be a little bit more careful with that part of the picture. What's up? There's new people in the chat. Hello, 8KMV18. Instruments in the description are for Contact Player 2. However, you cannot edit the sounds in Contact Player. I don't have the licensing stuff to make Contact instruments, the full version ones. So I tried to make the preset sounds on them pretty engaging. The music that you're hearing right now is only made with the preset sounds. I did not do any modifications. So this would have been possible in Contact Player, which I think is super cool. But if you do have the full version of Contact, you can, adjust the reverb settings and the envelopes and stuff. Oh, and in fact, you haven't heard this one. That's awesome. I'm glad you're in here to hear it then. I think this one turned out super cool. And Jamie's avoids the microwave. Oven at 400 with olive oil and salt. That sounds delicious, but also sounds like you should get like a toaster oven. And AKMB says, gorgeous stuff so far too. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. I don't know how to draw. I need to turn this damn thing off if I'm gonna use this as a table. This last piece I haven't showed anyone yet, so this is like world premiere. Those other ones were all in some form, early versions and live streams or videos, but this one's the last bit of the album. It's kind of a long one. I hate using microwaves too, but I cheated tonight and did a microwaved bowl of rice. Microwaved rice bowls are like the ultimate staple food of a lazy person. It's very wasteful. I feel bad every time I do it, but I don't like cooking rice. For some reason, I just have a unreasonable aversion to it. I also didn't feel like cooking veggies or anything today. I was just kind of like a lazy person the entire time. What's up, Colin? How's it going? Oh my god, this sweater totally looks like chainmail. That's really funny. Thanks for pointing that out. I'm gonna have to draw attention to that sometime. One of my friends has a suit of chainmail that I borrowed for a show once. I felt really, I thought I was gonna feel cool, but I felt really dorky. This is like the best pen ever. This isn't really a pen. Yeah, where can I see it? I love it. Where is it? Camera. Clean color, real brush. It's a brush pen, so it just feels like I'm using a paintbrush to paint pen ink. It's great. I used this same thing to do the King Gorm illustration too. That was all a brush pen. On a much larger piece of paper. That's how I got the detail in it, but... Your grandpa has a suit of chainmail in his fucking library? That is so awesome. Shit's heavy. AKMV18 says, what's the necklace? Oh, this is a, I think it's like boar tooth or something. My dad got it in China when he was traveling a while back, and one day he just gave it to me. He's like, I thought you'd like this. The guy that sold it to him said it was a lion tooth, but it's clearly not a lion tooth. So the guy that sold it to him was a liar. But it looks like my guess is a wild boar. I don't know how to make this look like an orb of light, but that's what we're going for. You can't even see it. Got the wrong part of it in the picture. Hey, this is actually starting to look kind of cool when it's overexposed like that. That's good. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's the picture. Like I said earlier, I'm going to do a lot of the details in the computer. I'm going to fill in as much of this black as I can. But, Superbus, thank you for not thinking I'm dorky, but I am immensely dorky. I didn't think I was, but Wizards of the Coast told me I was, and they gave me a scholarship for being good at Magic the Gathering when I went to college. And that's true. Well, the scholarship is. They didn't actually tell me I was dorky. They probably tried to make me feel like it was cool to be into Magic the Gathering, because that's how they make money. Unironically, Chad, yeah. Legendary library. I'm gonna look at this. I've got a lot of DMs. Holy shit! What? There's a harp in there too. Not everyone has a harp in a suit of chainmail. That's pretty fucking sick. History professor. Tight. That's rad. Okay. We're just gonna get lazy here. You see how crappy this pen is? This one sucks compared to this one. Look at the difference here. Just like, one of them is clearly black and the other one is like really trying hard to be, but it ends up being just sort of a mediocre gray. to go over it 1,000 times. I'm going over this with a computer. What am I doing here? This is ridiculous. I need to stop nitpicking because this piece isn't going to be the one that gets distributed. Just for consistency's sake, I better color this all in. This will be a cool texture. All right. Gonna sing along with my own music, yeah. Like David Lee Roth. Did you know that David Lee Roth, the original singer of Van Halen, the original like famous singer, I guess he was the first singer that they recorded with. Had a radio show after he wasn't in the band, and he would just sing along with every song that he played until he got fired. It's like legendary. What a great idea, just getting a show as a radio host and singing along with every song like it's a karaoke show until you get fired. Okay, there it is. That's all I'm gonna do out of the computer. Let's get rid of this stuff. So I'll just throw this on the ground for now. So Jamie, I think David Lee Roth is like one of the great vocalists in rock and roll history. Just absolutely unbelievably talented, incredible singer. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm literally just taking a picture of this on my phone. Like I keep saying, all the details are happening in the computer. So I don't worry too much about the quality. Just emailing it to myself, no big deal. Then I'll pull it in and we'll check it out. Oh, Colin, you should check out the debut album, and I think 1984 is a really good album too. The stuff with Sammy Hagar is really good as well. People give it less credit than it deserves. It is a lot more pop though. I guess it's like if you want it to feel like party metal, you got to listen to the earlier stuff with David Lee Roth. But like Hot for Teacher, Panama, stuff like that is like the greatest songs in like the history of rock and roll. I'm making sure that my stream is, I'm paranoid when I open my email and stuff on stream. I don't want to reveal people's private information. So, let me now get to, cool. This works. Fantastic. Okay, so here's the picture, and it's all crappy cell phone quality glory. And let's work with it. Get it kind of like that. I think is pretty close. A little bit smaller. Something like that's probably about where I want it. And I want to do some sort of Photoshop magic with this. So I am going to AKMV, I am using OBS to stream, and I am using GIMP for the art, yeah. And oh, and in fact, it is letting you know that. Thank you for saying that. I forget that. Sometimes I forget that we can all see each other. That's really helpful. And then Colin, that's Mech. If anyone else is wondering who Colin is in the chat, that's Mech. And I am, in fact, doing. This is like a ship in a cove. Not really in a cove so much. This is sort of supposed to be like spooky outcropping type crap. Moon and albatross. This is sort of inspired by the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, and a Doré piece that is inspired by that as well. That was one of the inspirations. The other painting that I was looking up is the artwork from the Magic the Gathering card Goblin Flotilla, of all things. And what I want to do here is I'm going to see if I can find a texture that's like wood, make it look more like a wood cut, and I want to see if I can find some textures that are like lighting textures and watery textures to give it some more flavor here. I'm gonna see what I can do. So I am going to pull up some of my textures here. I think I got some. References. I don't like any of these. So, I think I'm going to look up a picture of like a plank of wood on the internet and see if I can find an open source image of a plank of wood that I can use as a texture. Images. Actually, why don't I show you what I'm doing here? I always look up usage rights, Creative Commons licenses when I'm looking for these things. And I'm just gonna dig through this on a different window because I'm gonna end up needing this on a separate window anyway. Here's a really good one. Save image as wood reference. And I'm gonna make a new picture that's gonna have this wood reference in it, which I will use. Why is that so small? It's horrible. What? Oh, I'm in print resolution, that's why. That's terrible. I did not do that very well. This card changes. I want to be in not print resolution. This is my favorite part of this entire release, by the way. Let me see what I got here in chat. You bought stuff to make woodcuts? That's so sick. Oh my god, I can't wait. Post that in the Discord. Even if it's your first attempt and it sucks, I still want to see. I'm curious. I've never done a woodcut before and I really want to try it sometime. Creative Commons does not mean that you can use it for whatever you want. Also, that's a common misconception. A lot of my music is released under Creative Commons, and Creative Commons is a wide range of licenses that cover a great deal of possibilities. Generally speaking, they are usable for like sort of like whatever you want, but with certain rules attached to them. Some of the most strict Creative Commons licenses don't let you sell the thing that you remake with it. And some of the less strict ones let you do literally whatever you want with no restrictions at all. So it's a starting point to look for Creative Commons stuff, but you don't want to rely only on Creative Commons. You want to look into what kind of Creative Commons license it is. Most of my music is released under a Creative Commons license where you are allowed to use it for stuff if you give me credit and you don't sell the stuff that you reuse. Some of it is licensed to resell, where you can just download my stuff, put it in your video and sell your video and you don't have to pay me. I generally like decide how I'm going to do that based on how much I like the piece of music or the piece of art that I make. Right here, I'm basically just, you know what am I doing? I just realized that I kind of want to do this differently. I'm gonna make this grainy and stuff and give it sort of a, yeah, this is gonna be great. Give it sort of a plank of wood feel, and I'm gonna just destroy this right now. Let's do a bit of blur and darken it up quite a bit. Ugh, not quite like that. And I'm going to transform the layer. And now that's going to sort of match up with the lighting a little bit better. And I'm going to just give it a little bit of a texture like that. And I want to do, that's funny, I made a joke image with Shaquille O'Neal's face, and it's in my brushes down here. I don't know if you can see that. I should show you the joke image. I think it's really funny. My D&D group was making a, I don't know if we've got any Dungeons and Dragons players in here, but a hag is a type of enemy in D&D. It's almost like a traditional like fairy tale witch that like eats children and like casts evil magic and stuff like that. And they always live in these like hag shacks. And we were talking about like what the hag shack should look like in this D&D campaign. And I was like, I've got it. It's gonna look like this. And I sent them, where is this picture? I sent them this picture. I think it's like the best picture I could ever imagine of a hag shack. And it's like, I'm just so proud of it. But anyway, that's what I made. AKMB18, if you haven't played D&D personally and you're interested in it, I would recommend using that to your advantage. And I want to just give you my tip as someone who's been playing D&D since like middle school. Don't think of D&D as the thing that's fun about D&D. It's the fact that you're playing a tabletop role-playing game with your friends. D&D's rules aren't very good. It sort of has the biggest brand name, so everyone starts out by playing D&D, then they get trapped in the rules and keep playing D&D because it's so fun to play a tabletop role-playing game with your friends. But there are some other systems that seem to have better rule sets, so I would look into like the best tabletop RPGs and find some friends that haven't started playing D&D yet, and maybe pick a game that's similar to D&D that's known for having like a cleaner rule set. Because D&D is super fun, except for like every session there's like a frustrating moment where the rules feel broken, because they are. So I think that's my recommendation, is that it's a phenomenal game because of the people you're playing with, and not necessarily because of the rules of the game. Yeah, and Colin, if the DM is familiar with the rules, it's pretty painless. If there's one person that's just an absolute expert, there are still what do you call it? Logic problems in the rules. It's very clearly not a video game. If D&D was a video game, there would be glitches in it, and that's really surprising considering it's been around since the 80s that they haven't, worked their shit out yet. But at the end of the day, it's a framework for like a sandbox game with your friends, which means that you sort of get you get to do whatever you want, and it's almost impossible to come up with a rule set that accounts for every impossible situation. So in that way, they've done a really good job. But yeah, let me see if there's any of these pictures here that I've got. This is kind of a cool water texture. I want to just take this. And I'm going to use this as a texture. So I'm not actually going to use this picture. And I'm going to see what happens here. New layer. Yeah, cool. And what I'm doing here is I'm just creating a texture that's going to feel a little bit more like water, I guess. That's what I'm hoping for. And this is not going to stay the same. I'm actually really hating this. Giving me Pirates of the Caribbean vibes. Okay. And now if this is low opacity, and if this is black and white, if I set the saturation maybe to 0, this is getting a little bit closer to what I want. Colors, contrast. Okay. This here needs to be a little bit more well thought through. I don't know why that's called eyes. Water. Filters. I want to make this a little bit less saturated. Yeah, like that's pretty good. Okay, cool. This is looking decent. And I want sort of a glow of the moon. I want this to be more of a wooden texture, this to be more of a clothy texture. Let me see if I can find where's that wood image? I've still got it in here. I'm gonna bring the wood reference in again, and I'm gonna put it here because I want that wood texture to feel a little bit more like it's part of the ship. And pull the opacity down and erase around the edges. I feel like this will be cool. And let me check the chat. I've been ignoring you all. I'm sorry about that. If you see a painted sign at the side of the road, Hack Shack. Just make that like a joke. DM is Dungeon Master. It's replaced with GM in most games as Game Master. Dungeon Master, I think, is sort of like a trademark or something of Wizards of the Coast. I am Error. Error, what's up, Error? You made it. We're Error. Just so you know, we're listening to the EP right now, and I'm working on the album cover to catch you up. In fact, that I would love to have you draw something for one of my releases. We'll chat about that. Bug me on Discord. Ooh. Okay, and I want to try to keep this texture similar on the bottom because if we remember, this is going to be our reflection. Saying that word reflection when I'm thinking about a ship makes me want to sing that Styx song. Have any of you ever listened to Styx beyond Come Sail Away? Because they're like an incredible prog rock band. And I think people think of them as just the band that does that one song that was made fun of in South Park. When they're honestly one of the best bands from the prog rock genre. Okay, and does that feel good? It doesn't. Let's get rid of some of that saturation. I think all of the saturation actually on that. Maybe you can bring the opacity up a bunch. Clicked. I misclicked. Stop misclicking. That's cool. But it's not cool enough. I changed my mind about the saturation. This is going to go below that, and this is going to get less opacity, I think. Is that right? And then duplicate. Where's duplicate there? I'm going to put a copy of that behind here in case I want to get it back, but I want to erase some of this stuff at medium opacity too. That's kind of cool. It's a little bit bright. And I think I might want to go in here and darken these edges up a little bit. I might even just paint over this with some of this dark color. Something like that. Oh. Let's get a little bit more. Go a little more aggressive. Yeah, this is actually a lot better. I don't like how bright all this white is, but I do want this to be white, and I want this moon to be white. And I want to kind of give this a bit of a vignette vibe. Something like that. Maybe a little bit dark on the edges there. This part here is going to be pretty dark too. Looks pretty good. I want a layer on the top that's going to be the vignette itself. I'm going to vignette this so that the text stands out a little bit more because I'm going to put some typesetting on here too. A good starting point here, I think, is just using a vignette. That's not too bad actually. Let's just do that and add to it. I'm going to check up on chat. Yeah, the ship itself, I think it would look better with shadows, but I'm also tempted to make the ship even more of a silhouette. Like, it's not like the whole ship is in the shadows. But the problem with that is that I don't want it to be invisible either. So I'm struggling with that concept right now. Jamie says Grand Illusion that is a spectacular one, yeah. And Error says random question for D&D nerds. Why do clerics use maces? That's a really good question. Oh my God, Colin. Okay, interesting. I did not know that, but that made it into the D&D rules in the original Dungeons and Dragons and in second edition Dungeons and Dragons. The clerics can't use swords rule was removed in third edition D&D. So that makes sense. That would definitely be the inspiration. Okay, so I'm going to take some inspiration from that concept, and I'm going to make the right side of the ship a little bit brighter than the left side, just because the moon's over here. But I'm still going to make it relatively dark all the way around. That's kind of cool. What else should I do to this? I might bring in some of the typesetting. Just to get a feel for where that's going to sit and how much I need to make space for it. So I'm going to go grab that right now. Medieval industrial, I love that. That's a funny term, and I agree. It's like that's a good way of appearing. And Infected, you're heading off. Oh yeah, get to bed. You're on what, East Coast time, so good call. And I won't even need to DM you with it. This is going to go up on Bandcamp this week, so you'll see it along with the music itself. This is actually going to get a cassette release, by the way. I haven't mentioned that. I forgot to mention that. It's going to be a B-side. It's going to be put out by a label. I'm not going to announce it because they haven't announced it yet, but I will say that a label is putting this out as the B-side to one of my other EPs. So it's going to be 2 of my EPs that are not released on a physical together as a side A, side B. And you'll probably hear about that in a week or 2. I think it might be announced like pre-order for Bandcamp Friday, which is a week from Friday. So cool. Oh, thanks, Jamie. Yeah, this kind of looked ugly when I pulled it in. I was sort of rushing myself a little bit to get through it on the stream, and we're already at 8:50. I started at 8. I'm trying not to go past 10 p.m. my time. I try to do these for an hour and a half or 2 hours. I don't want to take up everyone's time. But I think that it's going to work out. And I'm going to try to cover up some of the stuff that I'm self-conscious about with typesetting. The same way that here's some sound design. Not yet. I'll put sound design in music when I'm not sure about what happens in the music. Desktop. I think I'm on desktop where this is. I'm so disorganized. This is terrible. You're not seeing my file management right now. I have it on my other monitor, so no one has to deal with it. I want... Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. I think I have a folder with my name in it that has my name. Yeah, here we go. Oops. Shoot. Let's pull this in, get it to a decent size. That should be sitting right on top. That's too big. I should just make a template with this and make all of them exactly the same. I think that would actually be kind of cool if you could just stack my album covers on top of each other and the typesetting was in exactly the same spot every time. I'm blanking on the name of the album. I think I said Limbs Like Lifeless Tools. Let me just double check that, because I already organized this. Limbs Like Lifeless Tools. That's a line from the Coleridge poem, by the way. And I'm gonna make this look cool one way or another. Typesetting is really hard, by the way. Let's see what this looks like. I also try to use the same fonts for all of my releases. I think that adds like some level of consistency to them. 700 is the halfway point of a Bandcamp album cover, by the way, in case anyone's wondering why I picked that. That's too low. Something like that. Kind of cool. A little bit questionable. Low budget looking. That's fine. That font is too big. Hey, Distracted Doodler, welcome. I haven't seen you in here in a while. Usually see you on Twitter. Infected is gone, so I won't respond to that. But I will hit Infected up after the tapes are ready. And Error says, are you talking to Colin? Interesting. There's probably a lot of crossover between Dark Souls and D&D, and medieval themes for early D&D. Yeah, early D&D was very much like relatively rigid thinking individuals, I think. I don't want to say too much about it. I'm friends with someone that was that I should ask about that, actually. You know, I actually know someone that would have the answer to that question, which is maybe I'll get back to everyone with it. Looks cool. So now you see what we're doing here. This is hard to read all of a sudden. So I'm going to drop a shadow here. And I like to use this no blur, just to give it a little bit of a filter, something like that. Oops, that's too much. Filters, drop shadow. Let's see what I got here. Something like that's probably good. And now if I pull the opacity down, it's going to be still relatively legible against that background because it's got that black. I guess I should probably, I'm going to do some bookkeeping here. I don't want to do that with my desktop visible, so I haven't checked what's on my desktop lately. I don't want to show you any secret projects. Not that I have very, like, you can't really be a streaming YouTube person and have stuff that's a secret, but I try. I've actually got, I don't know if I've got anyone in here that's an Old Man Wizard fan. Oh yeah, welcome. Welcome here, who was here at the start, Distracted Doodler. Yeah. I haven't been checking the amount of people that are in the stream, so I don't know how many people we have that aren't in the chat. Thanks for coming by at the beginning. Me, you fool. And yeah, you are Old Man Wizard knowledgeable. There's a new Old Man Wizard album coming sooner than I think people might think it is. We made it during the pandemic. The first album that I didn't get to watch the others record their vocals because we did a lot of it remotely, actually. We recorded the songs in the room together, then there was lockdown, and we started bouncing the songs around and editing them and adding stuff to them, and I think it turned out incredible. And getting the art squared away, and then figuring out the physical release and stuff like that, but sooner than I'm excited about this one. It's really good. I'm still doing file management, by the way, while I'm dealing with this, while I'm talking. I haven't stopped making art. I'm just, my computer is an absolute fucking mess. Where would I possibly have art? Cool. I'm gonna come back to this land. And I think that this wants to be a little bit darker too. How does this look? What is it missing? It kind of wants this to be like glowing orb, right? I feel like I can just sort of put this on a new layer in here. Glowing orb, something like that. And maybe I can do like a lens flare. Nope, doesn't work. How does that work? Render. I'm Charlie just behind too much stuff, right? Size big. No. Go back. Okay. Glowing orb. I'm gonna give this a bit of a glow. Not like that. Oh, good night, Jamie. I probably missed you. You're probably off already. Yeah, error. Thanks for stopping by. I'm trying to do these on every Tuesday, and I think I'm going to do every, well, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. my time, PST, and Saturdays or Sundays. I haven't decided yet. I think Saturdays at like noon PST. We'll see. That's ugly. That's okay. Still not that great. That's starting to be better. Duplicate layer. Put that there and erase all of it. Something like this is going to be pretty good. That actually looks okay. I need some texture on these sides, don't I? Distracted Doodler, I'll see you later. Good night. Oh, and Colin agrees with me that the cliffs need some texture. They're not really supposed to be cliffs. I really failed at that. They should be, a little bit more cliff-like, huh? Not like Cliff Light, the band. If you're wondering, if you look up Cliff Light, the band, and you're like, Francis listens to this? No, I'm friends with someone in the band. I've heard the album because I'm friends with them, and I was very impressed, but it's not really my thing. Let's see. Let's duplicate this layer, bring it up here, and erase the middle. And this edge here. And from there, I'm trying to come up with something to do with this. It's kind of cool. That's not okay. That looks pretty good. I still kind of want this piece to look a little bit more edgy. Yeah, I feel like that'll be good. It's okay. All right. Oh, okay. And Era says, yeah, the DS Online Festival. That was pretty cool. I would definitely watch that. And there's the black metal route. So I was thinking of, I always like to check that. And I'll do that after I get through all of this, but you know what I'm seeing here now is that this needs to be cleaned up quite a bit actually. This needs to actually get that, I think, that black metal approach separately from everything else. Not with that, but with one of these. I forgot which thing does that. Threshold, there it is. Reset. Something like that is probably perfect. And this piece here actually wants to try that. No, that doesn't look good on that one. Pretty good. And then this albatross boy needs to be lightened up a little bit. All right, let me check the chat here. Obligatory MIDI ambiance nudge. I'll get to it. I still haven't done anything. Yeah. That reminds me, I haven't bumped that conversation either. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to save this, and I'm going to save as album art macro. I don't know what to call it. I'm doing the save as so I can flatten the image and do some macro modifications to it. I tend to do this kind of a lot. And this is if you want the black metal version of it. A little bit questionable. I need an edgier logo for that to look right. However, I'm going to pull the saturation back a bit. Not 100%, but back pretty significantly. I'm going to adjust the curves to give it a little bit more drama. That's actually kind of cool when it's like less I actually kind of like that. There's some problems in here that it's showing though. Let's go back a few. Where is that? There's a layer I don't like in here. Where are you, layer? There it is. This one's got a hard edge on the top. I didn't catch it. Okay. Flatten image. Okay. Take two. All right, I'll see you later, Colin. And yeah, AKMV, the label, everything needs to be completely indecipherable for that. And you know what I'm gonna do actually is take these and I'm gonna make these a little more edgy looking. I'm being bothered by how clean they look. I'm gonna give them a little bit of dirt. Too much? No, too much. Something like that, maybe. Just like a legible amount of grime. Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. Better than it was. Flatten image. Let's give this another shot. Saturation down. Curves. That's kind of cool, actually. I like that. I'm gonna give it another layer of vignette though. I'm unhappy with the level of vignette. Okay, that's pretty cool. I feel like this last song here, it feels like playing Castlevania. Which is good, in my opinion. Okay. That's pretty good. I feel like it's a little bit disappointing to me. I was hoping I'd end up with something cooler. But at the same time, you know, it's doing what I want, and it's sort of cool. I like it. It's not my favorite album cover, but, you know, how often are you going to make your favorite album cover? Once in your entire life, right? So I can't really complain if this isn't the best one. I think it's pretty cool. Let's save it for now. I'm going to see what it feels like on the Bandcamp page and export it. Album cover art. Bandcamp. And let's just edit the album and upload cover art. Final album files, maybe. Where did I put it? I put it in Casio. Let's see what it feels like here. Save draft. View draft. Does this look cool? It's okay. Yeah, I like it. I think it looks nice. Yeah. Cool. Okay. I've psyched myself out. I'll come back to this and hate it. Maybe I'll put some other filters on it, experiment with it some more. But I think that I'm not going to work on it anymore for the stream tonight. I think that yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it be for now and see if I'm happy with it tomorrow. But still got some time left for the stream tonight. So if anyone has any questions about the album or the process or stuff that you're hearing that didn't happen on stream, I'd be happy to make a space to answer those questions real quick, and I'll leave the stream running for a bit longer before I log off. So, yeah, there's no way I'm going to publish this. I did, there's one album I've got on my Bandcamp. I'm going to call myself out here. Only because I think it's pretty good. Could have been worse. So here, this album, Under the Forgotten Village, I made the whole thing on a live stream, front to back, including the artwork, and I published it on stream. Huge mistake. I think it's pretty good, but there are so many things that I would change if I had given myself even one more hour after the stream ended. Just like when I'm on the stream, I'm like psyching myself out. Let's just make this work. Oh, this is really nice. I didn't see that there's a review here. I know her, Jess of Rudolph. She did some music videos for me. Another masterful solo release from one of San Diego's finest wizards. The tracks give bittersweet nostalgia from the 8-bit days of yours, where pixelated dragons darken the sky, and solving a crystal puzzle was your only way to the next level. Great for studying, brainstorming, for your next literary work of art or creative endeavor, or for sipping coffee while wistfully staring out your window. An excellent little solo piece for anyone's Dungeons & Synth collection. Favorite track 100 years ago. Ah, that's really nice of her. Anyway, the tape hiss on this album is unmanageable, and I didn't notice it because of the way that my headphones react. If I had just taken my headphones off and listened out of some real speakers for one moment, the album would have sounded twice as good. I think it's good. There's a version of this on cassette that sounds better, and it's because I remastered it. That's the only reason it sounds better. So yeah, one of those things you got to be careful about. Never put your pickup to a mirror. It freaks me out. End up scrapping stuff. Yeah, you notice so many more problems. One of the best techniques that I think that we can use in order to make sure that we do a better job with our art or our music is showing it to people. Tell people, hey, check this out. I made this album. I made this piece of art. And they're going to want to give you advice. Don't listen to their advice. They don't know what you want to make. Like, don't listen to anyone's advice. If they really want to give you advice, they're going to show you how to find the answer yourself. And that's exactly what happens when you show someone a piece of work that you've made. You're going to show it to them and you're going to say, check this thing out that I'm making. The drums are still a little bit loud and boxy sounding, but I'm going to fix that. And you know what? You wouldn't have said that if you hadn't showed it to them. You're gonna like come to this realization that your drums are boxy sounding and need to be maybe turned down or something because you're sharing your work. And no matter what they say about it, what their advice might be, it's like the advice that you instantly give yourself as soon as you're showing this and like pouring your heart out to somebody, it's going to be better advice than they're going to give you 100% of the time. And a lot of people don't want to listen to their own advice in that situation, and they want to listen to the other person's advice. And the other person means well, but they want to make it more like what they want to make. They're telling you how they would have done it. And it's not their art, it's your art. This goes out the window, obviously, if you're working with collaborators. When it's our art, that changes quite a bit. But I just can't recommend that highly enough. Listen to your own advice, and you're going to give yourself really good advice by sharing your stuff and not worrying about what that person says. I only do that with trusted people that I know way better. Yeah, and that's another thing is that it's always good to have a few close friends who will tell you stuff that makes you uncomfortable or that you don't want to hear, as long as they're telling it to you in good faith and they have your best interest in mind. And that's that takes a long time to identify which people are willing to do that. You're lucky if you meet 2 or 3 people like that in your whole life. These are like those people become your absolute closest friends, and it's really wonderful having people that can tell you that you're wrong, that you trust enough to believe. And that's like that's just a really phenomenal thing to have, and you should look for that. Look for people that are willing to call you out. Those are your real friends, the ones that don't say yes every time. Anyway, thank you all for coming in here, and I really appreciate everyone hanging out while I worked on that art. I will probably go back and fix some stuff, modify some things tomorrow after I look at it again. I'm going to try to have that album up on Bandcamp on maybe Friday of this week, and then I'm going to bug the label and see if they can have the pre-orders for the cassette on the following week on Bandcamp Friday. So keep that on the download for now. I don't think there's too many people in here watching right now, but yeah, there will be a tape drop with this on it that has not been announced yet. And so I won't say what label it is, but you'll hear about it on my socials. I'll post on Twitter, Discord, and stuff like that, Facebook. So anyway, you heard the album here first. It'll be for sale digitally on Friday, but wait till it comes out on tape if you want the tape, because it will. It's just not going to be on my Bandcamp. It'll be on a label's Bandcamp. Thanks so much for coming, and have a good night, everyone. I will see you next time, which might be this weekend. I'm going to try to start doing 2 streams a week. It might not be. I'll try to make it really obvious. We'll see. A couple more videos about this album, the making of, too. I'm going to have a video on Wednesday and a video on Saturday with more sort of deep dives on this album. All right. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see y'all later. Error, AKMV, Distracted Doodler. Party on.